Hello, my name is Pussfire Puppy, or Paw, or Puppy for short, and this is my first video here on YouTube. I plan on reading some stories, you guys, and just being overall fun. I'm unsure how to start a video yet. This is my first video, but I don't want to bore you too much and drag on this intro too long, but I really hope you enjoy the video. And today we plan on talking about Smile Dog. So let's get into it. So, basics on Smile Dog. Smile Dog is believed to be a demonic creature resembling a grinning Siberian Husky, which appears in a photograph. When it is viewed by an individual, the victim will be plagued by tormenting or traumatizing nightmares. These dreams will always feature about the Smile Dog. That's just like the basic, easy explanation of it. You try to tell yourself over and over it's just an image, just a stupid picture of a stupid dog that someone has photoshopped teeth onto. It isn't even scary, or at least it doesn't scare you. Not one bit. How could it scare you? It's just a picture. Tell yourself these things, but when you do, you lie. The image does scare you. Sometimes about that smile, too wide with too many teeth. The same all the better to eat you with smile that the big bad wolf gave to Red Riding Hood. A smile full of threat and sharpness. A predatory smile. Again, you try to bury the idea to ignore it, but it's no use. Even when you close your eyes, you see it. The smiling minuscule. Motherfuck. Even when you close your eyes, you can see it. Smiling minusculely back at you. The eyes illuminated and searing, burning to your mind, your soul. You know right then you have to get rid of it. To pass the image onto someone else. To do as the thing says and spread the word. You know what you'll do. These things because you must. Because if you don't, you know that eventually he'll pay you a visit. The Smile Dog creepypasta, also often referred to as Smile Dog, Smile.jpg, concerns a supposedly cursed or demonic image of a Siberian Husky with missing expression and an exaggeratingly large smile, from a mouth seemingly filled with human teeth. According to the story, this image depicted Smile Dog is an image of a demon or an evil spirit that then plagues and torments anyone who has looked upon it with horrendous visions and nightmares, implying them to spread the word by sharing the image with others. The longer the victim continues without sharing the image, the more extreme the haunting becomes. If the image is not shared, the Smile Dog takes his true form, either killing the victim, driving them to the point of insanity, or in many versions, dragging them away to hell. Mary E. was the sysop for a small Chicago-based bulletin board system in 1992. When she first encountered Smile.jpg, and her life changed forever. She and Terrence had been married for only 5 months. Mary was one of an estimated 400 people who saw the image when it was posted as a hyperlink on the BBS, though she's the only one who has spoken openly about the experience. The rest remain anonymous or perhaps dead. In 2005, when I was only in 10th grade, Smile.jpg was first brought to my attention by burgeoning interest in web-based phenomena. Mary was the most often cited victim of what is sometimes referred to as Smile Dog. That being the Smile.jpg is reputed to display. What caught my interest, other than the obvious macabre elements of the cyber legend and my proclivity towards such things, was the sheer lack of information. Usually to the point that people don't believe it even exists other than as a rumor or a hoax. It is unique because though the entire phenomenon centers on a picture file, the file is nowhere to be found on the internet. Certainly many photo-manipulated simulacra litter the web, showing up with the most frequency on sites such as the image board 4chan, particularly the X-Focus Paranormal subboard. It is suspected these are fake because they do not have the effect the true Smile.jpg is believed to have, namely sudden onset temporarily lobe epilepsy and acute anxiety. This purported reactions in the viewer, This purported reaction in the viewer is one of the reasons the phantom like just smile.jpg is regarded with such disdain. Since it is patently absurd, though depending on whom you ask, depending on who you ask, the reluctance. The reluctance to acknowledge smile.jpg's existence might be just as much out of fear as it is of disbelief. Neither smile.jpg nor smile.dog is mentioned anywhere on Wikipedia, although the website features articles on such other, perhaps more scandalous sock sites just as redacted, hello.jpg, or Two Girls One Cup. Any attempt to create a page pertaining to smile.jpg is similarly deleted by any of the encyclopedia's many admins. Encounters with smile.jpg are the stuff of internet legend. Mary E's story is not unique. There are unverified rumors of smile.jpg showing up in the early days of Unset, and even one persistent tale in 2002, a hacker flooded the forums of humor and satire websites show something awful with a deluge of smile dog pictures, rendering almost half of the forum users at the time epileptic. It is also said that in the mid to late 90s, the smile.jpg circulated on Unset, Usenet, and as an attachment of a chain email with the subject line, "Smile, God loves you." Yet despite the huge exposure these stunts would generate, there are very few people who admit to having experienced any of them, and no trace of the file or any link has ever been discovered. Those who claim to have seen smile.jpg often weakly joke that they were far too busy to save a copy of the picture to their hard drive. However, all alleged victims offer the same description of the photo: a dog-like creature usually described as appearing similar to a Siberian husky, illuminated by the flash of a camera, sits in a dim room. The only background detail that is visible being a human hand extending from darkness near the left side of the frame. The hand is empty, but is usually described as beckoning. Of course, most attention is given to the dog, or dog creature, as some victims are most certain that other about what they claim to have seen. The muzzle of the beast is repeatedly split in a wide grin, revealing 2 rows of very white, very straight, very sharp, very human-looking teeth. This is of course not a description given immediately after the viewing of the picture, but rather a recollection of the victims, who claim to have seen the picture, endlessly repeating in their mind's eye during the time they are, in reality, having epileptic fits. Epileptic fits. These fits are reported to continue interminably, often while the victims sleep, resulting in very vivid and disturbing nightmares. These may be treated with medication, though in some sources it is more effective than others. Mary E, I assumed, was not an effective medication. That was why after my visit to her apartment in 2007, I sent out feelers to several folklore and urban legend-oriented news groups, websites, and mailing lists, hoping to find the name of the supposed victim of smile.jpg, who felt more interested in talking about his experience. For a time nothing happened, and at length I forgot completely about my pursuits, since I had begun my freshman year of college and was quite busy. Mary contacted me via email, however, near the beginning of March 2008.
Dear Mr. L, I am incredibly sorry about my behavior last summer when you came to interview me. I hope you understand that this was no fault of yours, but rather my own problems that led me to act out as I did. I realized that I could have handled the situation more decorously. However, I hope you will forgive me. At the time, I was afraid. You see, for 15 years I have been haunted by smile.jpg. Smile.dog comes to me in my sleep every night. I know this sounds silly, but it is true. There is an inevitable quality about my dreams, my nightmares, that makes them completely unlike any real dreams I have ever had. I do not move. and do not speak. I simply look ahead, and only thing ahead of me is the scene of that horrible picture. I see the beckoning hand, and I see Smile Dog. It talks to me. It is not a dog, of course, though I am not quite sure what it really is. It tells me it will leave me alone if I only do as it asks. All I must do, it says, is spread the word. That is how it phrases its demand, and I know exactly what it means. It wants me to show it to someone else. And I could. The week after my incident, I received in mail a millennia envelope with no return address. Inside it was only a 3.5-inch floppy diskette. Without having to check, I knew precisely what was on it. I thought for a long time about my options. I could show it to a stranger, a coworker. I could even show it to Terrence, as long as the idea disgusted, as much as the idea disgusted me. And what would happen then? Well, if Smile Dog kept its word, I could sleep. Yet if it lied, what would I do? And who was to say something worse would not come from me if I did as the creature asked? So I did nothing for 15 years, though I kept the disky hidden amongst my things. Every night for 15 years, Smile Dog has come to me in my sleep and demanded that I spread the word. For 15 years, I have stood strong, though there have been hard times. Many of my fellow victims of the BBS board, where I was first encountered Smile.jpg, stopped posting. I heard some of them committed suicide. Others remained completely silent, simply disappearing off the face of the web. They're the ones I worry about the most. I sincerely hope you will forgive me, Mr. L, but last summer when you contacted me and my husband about an interview, I was nearing the breaking point. I decided I was going to give you the floppy disk, but I did not care if Smile Dog was lying or not. I wanted it to end. You were a stranger, someone I had no connection with, and I thought I would not feel sorrow when you took the disk and a part of the research and seals your fate. Before you arrived, I realized what I was doing. I was plotting to ruin your life. I could not stand the thought, and in fact, I still cannot. I am ashamed, Mr. L, and I hope that this warning will dissuade you from the further investigating of Smile.jpg. You may in time encounter someone who is, if not weaker than I, then wholly more depraved, someone who will not hesitate to follow Smile Dog's orders. Stop while you're still whole. Sincerely, Mary E.
Terrence contacted me later that month with the news that his wife had killed herself. While cleaning up the various things she'd left behind, closing email accounts and the like, he happened upon the above message. He was a man in shambles. He wept as he told me to listen to his wife's advice. He found the diskette he revealed and burned it until it was nothing but a stinking pile of blackened plastic. The part that most disturbed him, however, was the diskette had hissed as it melted, like some sort of animal, he said. I will admit that I was a little uncertain about how to respond to this. At first I thought perhaps it was a joke, the couple belatedly playing with the situation in order to get a rise out of me. A quick check of several Chicago newspapers online obituaries, however, proved that Mary E. was indeed dead. There was, of course, no mention of suicide in the article. I decided that for a time at least, I would not further pursue the subject of Smile.jpg, especially since I had finals coming up at the end of May. But the world has odd ways of testing us. Almost a full year after I returned from the mysterious interview with Mary E., I received another email.
Hello! I found your email address through a mailing list. Your profile said you were interested in Smile Dog. I saw I was not as bad as everyone says. I have sent it to you here. Just spreading the word. Smile.
The final line chilled me to the bone. According to the email client, there is one file attached called Naturally Smile.jpg. I considered downloading it for some time. It was most likely a fake, I imagined, and even if it wasn't, I was never wholly convinced of Smile.jpg's peculiar powers. Mary E.'s account had shaken me, yes, but she was probably mentally unbalanced anyway. After all, how could a simple image do what Smile.jpg was said to accomplish? What sort of creature was it that could break one's mind with only the power of an eye? And if some things were patiently absurd, then why did the legend exist at all? If I downloaded the image, if I looked at it, if Mary turned out to be correct, if Smile Dog came to me in my dreams demanding I spread the word, what would I do? Would I live my life as Mary had, fighting against the urge to give in until I died? Would I simply spread the word, eager to be put to rest? If I choose the latter route, how would I do it? Whom would I burden in turn? After I went through with my earlier intentions to write a short article about smell.jpg, I decided I could attach it as evidence, and anyone who reads the article, anyone who took interest would be affected, and even assuming the smell.jpg attached to the email was genuine, would I be apprehensive to even save myself in that manner? Could I spread the word? Yes. Yes, I could. And that will be the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. I am so happy if you stayed this long and listened to my voiced over reading of a very old creepypasta that is very nostalgic and very endearing to me. I plan on making more videos like this, and I promise I will not stutter as bad as I go on. I'm just learning how to talk to a microphone. I won't try to drag this on any longer. So, I hope you all have a good day. Subscribe if you want to see any more videos of mine. And if you like it, well, there's a like button for a reason. I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.